Folks, we are back. The Breakdown Boys, Wade Sensei.
Ooze.
You
This
got
man's
Wade.
gonna start saying. This man's gonna be saying ooze for real because he's gonna be doing jujitsu. Is that what you just said? What'd you say about that? Your newfound love for
I
jujitsu.
said, I said that. I said before we started recording, we hadn't chatted. I mean, we kind of chatted about the spar. We're gonna talk about the spar with Le'Veon today, and I said,
Yes.
yo, Sensei, I've been looking at doing jujitsu. You're like, oh yeah, and I was like, yeah. After the way I box in that spar, I need to learn how to grapple.
This man rethought his entire ability to defend himself. He's like, that's it, dude. I need to learn how to grapple.
Straight up,
feel
dude.
Safe.
Straight up. The one martial art I've been avoiding forever is grappling, and it might be the one I need to look at.
This might be the time.
This might be the time. All right, dude. Listen, I've been hammered online about this for like 3 days straight.
Really? I went into the comments on your YouTube channel. Looked, your comments look fantastic, dude.
Yeah, you know, you know how I am. I tend to focus on the negative. This is not a good thing. But it's the way I unfortunately look at things. But let's talk about it. Your boy did go and spar Le'Veon, which, to be honest, yes, was a punishment from the Breakdown series, but it's something I
know.
I wanted to do. No, you weren't the only one. It was like everybody's like, you didn't shoot. I'm like, well, motherfuckers, I could not go and spar and just be perfectly fine. But
right.
I definitely didn't have to put it on camera. But
No.
deciding to do that was whatever. And it was interesting. Like I here's my thing. I knew going into it I was gonna get fucked up. I knew that.
Right. It's one of those situations.
But I also knew that Le'Veon was nice enough not to hurt me.
Yeah.
Which is, again, what a lot of people that I'm going to do that with are, until I get to a point where I can, like, okay, protect myself.
You can, like,
know
work.
what I'm saying?
Right.
So anyway, I mean, people know my thoughts on it. It's in the fucking video. They came here to hear your thoughts on it. So
honestly, we're even. And the reason I say that is because that's how bad the one chip challenge was, dude. I don't think you understand.
No, you had the one chip challenge. I feel like way worse. I still don't feel like we're even there, because that shit be killing people, dog.
Dude, actually, I'm not. Listen, I will never forget.
And we just treated it like it was casual, like we didn't.
The next day, I ate it. It felt like chewing glass. If I've never done that, but if I was chewing glass that was hot, like in lava.
Mm-hmm.
Then, bro, the next day, when I say I felt it hit the pit of my stomach, I was like this. Oh, that thing yesterday. What's going on? Oh, I thought I got stabbed. And bro, I freaked out. I was like, I was talking to my wife. I was like, I think I need to call. I thought I had to go to the hospital because I was hearing about stuff. I thought
that
my
it was
stomach,
happening. Yeah,
like it was like melting my stomach, and like I was like acid. Then
that's scary.
Day, in the morning, I had a game on a Saturday, dude. It was the morning before classes.
That shit's scary.
It made it from here to the stomach, and where do you think day 3 ended up?
Oh, bro.
And that was before a game, okay? So, yeah, I still had it worse. But anyways,
no, you did. You had it way worse.
I watched that. I just watched the sparring a little while ago. And, yeah, obviously, like, first of all, I'll say this. Le'Veon, I like the defensive work.
He's so fucking hard to hit, dude.
Bro, he's so elusive, and he has like you talked about patience. Obviously, he was a patient running back, but it's the vision.
It's the same thing, yeah, with his eyes.
And it's the vision where he's like, oh, and he's allowing because obviously you're going under control, but still, like you're seeing what you want to see from somebody who has some pretty good intelligence, from like rocking the Philly shell, shoulder rolling correctly, like even his little short reactions to things. I was impressed with. Right, because a guy like that, athletic, fast, explosive, it's all you expect all offense. So when you start seeing defense, that's a guy that's going to be really scary. He's already scary, but even more scary because now if it's hard to hit him, because when we saw him versus Uriah, it was like use my footwork, get my offense, use my footwork. He didn't have the defense.
Yeah,
right. Obviously against Uriah, but if he's able to do that, then he's going to be able to apply more pressure with his offense and be a little bit more efficient, because he was super efficient with
he was
his movement.
Yeah.
Right? So, and I don't know if you've seen Le'Veon, so I don't know if you expected that.
I expected him to let me do a little bit. I didn't expect him to be as unhittable as he was.
Right, just catch everything and be like, ooh, I'm out of the way of
Which
everything.
frustrates me more, obviously, but also makes me more tired, right? And that was the first thing I noticed. I was like, I am not in anywhere close to shape for this. You know what he said to me? He was like, we usually go 5-minute rounds, but we'll go 3. I was like,
sir, can we go 2?
Can we go?
Please?
And then he goes, we go 30-second rest, not a minute. And I was like, okay, cool. This is fantastic. I'm going to die.
Okay.
And then I tried to sit down in between rounds, and he picks me up off the thing, and I'm like,
I saw that. He's just like bear hug. You got it.
Exactly. But I needed that too, because he knew immediately, he could feel me slowing down like that. You know what I'm saying?
The tough part too is the anxiety of sparring somebody new, and you're like the guest, is tough. It zaps your energy when you're like flinching and reacting to everything, and you have. I
didn't know how fast he would be. I didn't know.
Right, that tension.
Yeah.
Just that zaps your energy to begin with. Yeah. Right, and then the humbleness part, dude. It's not so much when you spar somebody, right? You can say he got humbled because somebody's better than you and they just outworked you, like they got better skill.
Yeah.
But what I noticed, dude, this was more about how you don't like where you're at as an athlete. Bro.
Yep.
And I can sense it, like not watching you spar, a little bit watching you spar, but watching you
watch me spar. Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, I've been there, man. I'm like, oh, I know exactly where he's at. Where he's like, I'm sick of this, dude. Yeah. I don't want it. I'm done.
Yep.
But to me, watching that, I was like, and watching you react, I was grinning like ear to ear, because for me, and I think this is the same spot for you, like I see all this potential.
Yeah.
Now, like sometimes when you're moving and you're doing stuff, like you're working, you're staying busy, you're not able to see that potential because you're not being tested anymore. Yep. So you're not realizing it. So me, I'm like realizing, okay, we want to get a dog in 2024, bro. Because, bro, when you, like, I'll say this, as an instructor and as a sensei, I have moments like this, man, all the time.
Yeah.
Because it's what keeps my regimen. It's obviously shorter because I'll be working on something, and then I'll go to do something I haven't done in a while, like in class, and I'll be a little off in front of my students. You want to talk about in front of my students, man? All the time. And I'm like, you know what, dude? I'm like, yeah, Lana, I'm going to be going to the dojo a little earlier. I'll be staying a little bit later. Mm-hmm. And I'm over there like freaking Mr. Miyagi, like Bruce Lee, training and working on that thing again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's like the place where you're at, but you haven't, like, you're not being tested like that. You're not able to go to those things, so you're not able to realize it. And we all need that. We need that thing that checks us when you're going to like play basketball or you're playing a sport you haven't played in a while or whatever it is.
Facts.
That like inspires us to be like, nah, bro, we gotta stay on this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But for you, it's tough because you haven't done it, and then you did it on camera versus Le'Veon. You know what I mean? And you're like, man.
Sometimes I wonder why I'm such an idiot.
Dude, no, I love it. It's better.
Yeah.
It's better this way, man. I think it's better this way because I saw a lot of good comments, and I saw a lot of comments where people are going through something similar, or were inspired and started realizing maybe their own new potential that they need to work on. And when I see that kind of stuff, I get fired up. I was watching the video, and then I'm going to the comments. I'm like, yes, man. I was like hyped. You know what I mean?
Right.
Reading those comments and seeing people get inspired. And I know you like train like an athlete and love being an athlete. So when I started hearing you talk about how you miss like that part of me, which is like the athletic, like I know that same thing when I haven't sparred in a while, or like you're coming off an injury. You know what I'm saying? This is the real thing too. You're coming off being sick. You've been having some physical things like in injuries that you've been dealing with, and that's a part of it. Like I know when I hurt my MCL and you're coming off an injury and it's been a while.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But man, I just think, I don't know where, I want to hear where you're at now, but before we do that, I got the after. Let's talk about the boxing part of it.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Notes.
Oh man. Notes. Yes. Okay.
The fact that you start with "Aw, man" is where I'm gonna go. Okay.
Well, no. It's because
Here,
like the energy was super tough because Le'Veon was not giving you any energy. So like you have to try to match that energy. Like you were tired, obviously.
Yeah.
But you were also going like at the pace he was going, then he was like matching your pace, and you guys found this like weird little like slow pace early. Because it's obviously controlled, right?
Yeah.
And it wasn't very fast. But then it's like tricky because I do this to students where it's like I'm moving with you, but then when you decide to move, I move a little faster. Like, so I'm gonna move a little slow, and then you're like, oh, let me go slow. And then I'm like, nah. Then I'm like, oh, then I kind of speed up. Like I'm gonna make sure I don't get hit. And then you got caught in this. I'm just gonna go first
every time.
Right, and he was being super defensive.
I didn't stop for a second to think, hey, maybe I should just stop walking forward, stop punching first.
Feints,
nothing.
Feints,
no,
right?
my jab was there for the first 15 seconds and then just ran away.
Still, if he's going to be defensive, you're just going to waste energy, right?
Yeah, exactly.
There was no like, let me try to get you to go first. It's just to try to get you to open up. Because he was just, let me just walk into space. And it's very common for the Philly shell. If a guy's confident, they'll walk into space with the shell up.
Yep.
Just to get, and kind of lean back, just to get you to throw first and kind of like, almost like limbo walk up closer to you to get you to throw.
And dude, you want to talk about limbo walking? It's like he doesn't have a spine.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, how far can you get away from me while still being close to me? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And again, I wasn't working any. It was just all upper body.
It was just flowing. You know what I mean? So but then you got caught in that. I'm gonna go first, and it's just like catch, shoot.
And I was just fine with it too. And I'm just like,
you're like, ding, and it became like a freaking speed bag drill. I was like, bro.
Yeah, bro. Just over and over.
So, yeah. Then the stance,
I do this thing. I know what you're gonna say. I think I do this thing where I'm 6'4" and I'm not 6'4".
Yeah, you crouched down and then you were square.
I got square real quick. Yeah. I know. I got super square and I was like, let me just be athletic. And then I realized real quick, I'm not that anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and then also he was super bladed.
Yeah.
And
harder to hit.
When you're perpendicular to your guy, unless you're Mike Tyson, is GG's. You know what I'm saying? Unless you're perpendicular, if you're perpendicular like you're square and he's like bladed, you got to be like lunging, hooking, super aggressive, which is not really the vibe. That's why if you're going to do controlled, you can't. It's very difficult, and I've noticed this, like to be controlled while using a square stance.
Because you have to use a lot of energy to get there.
Requires aggression. It requires like lateral
I felt
movement
that too.
Explosive.
I felt that
because you're like trying to do this, but you're like
with my lead hook stuff. I felt it. Like I was like, I just can't. I have to lunge to get him. I have to like.
Yeah, bro. He's
crow hop almost to range to get him. You know.
Yeah. So that was like, get that front shoulder in front. Wait.
Nothing. And that was even a tough ask. It's just me holding my hands up at that point. Shoulders dead.
Oh yeah.
It was just nothing.
Even mirroring that, being more bladed.
Yeah.
Because like your front foot and your front knee was just like pointed straight at him.
Yeah.
Instead of turning that front hip in.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So you can minimize, how the, you know what I mean? Just blading that stance up. I thought in general, like if you're gonna go spar somewhere, blade up, dude. Because under control, it's way easier to be under control.
Yeah.
Bladed.
Probably won't tax me as much either. Yeah.
Right. And then you can just cover. That's why I mean the Philly shell only works bladed.
Yeah.
You can't be like only work. Imagine just doing one of these. I got it. Like it's freaking like video game, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because now you can cover one side of the face. You know what I mean? Like common Philly shell, whatever. Then you can use the height, dude. You can walk in and lean back. You get that angle where you move in like this.
I'm so used to, and this is another thing. I'm so used to making myself smaller for other sports that it's like.
Yeah, bro. When you like square and crouch, I was like, no.
I'm so used to moving laterally that way.
Yeah.
That is like it's almost ingrained, and it probably didn't help that I went and did soccer the week before.
Oh yeah, he's like,
and I was like moving in that like defensive back position like type deal.
Yeah.
But yes, that was one of the things when I watched it back. I was like, why am I so short? Why am I being so short for a tall guy?
And the other part is when you're square and you like when you're fighting square, you have to be close because if you're not close, right, to your shots, you're gonna fall forward in your shots because your front foot is not bladed. When your front foot's bladed, it can stop you from moving forward because you can push backwards.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I can push forward and then back. I can stop. When I step forward on my jab and my front foot's a little bladed, you can kind of catch yourself and move back. When you're square and your feet are going forward, you literally fall and walk into your shots.
Kept doing it.
You have to though. You have to because your
momentum,
feet are facing that way.
Yeah.
Momentum, right? So because your knee's not pushing against like doing a cut. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like I was like, oh, just those things are making it a lot harder for you to be controlled. And then when you're tired, it just gets exaggerated because if you go to lean, it's like then you're falling forward is GG's. You know what I mean? And then if you look at the stance, if I'm here square, your head is leading the way. We're leading with our heads. I was talking to one of my students. I was like, stop blocking punches with your face.
It's literally exactly what I did too. And it's easy because I have headgear on. I can just sit there and be like, cool, whatever. And he wasn't hitting me that hard.
I know. I need to mic up my little kids are sparring because it's the funniest thing ever. So I'm like, pick your hand up. And I'm like, because like kids, like little kids, I'm like, Lucy, you know what? Just kick him in the head because he's not keeping his hands up. Like he's fucking, that'll teach him. And they're like, what? Oh my God. You know what I mean? It's one of the, obviously with karate, it's super bladed. Like stop standing that way. If he looks at you again, you see both of his eyes, punch him right in the nose. Because it's like if you're not turned.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think that like technique wise would fix a lot, dude. Because if I can't square up, unless somebody's against the ropes, then you can like bury their head in their chest and try to work.
I shouldn't even be trying to do that anyway, though. Like with my size, I shouldn't even. And also another thing I realized was I'm moving too much. You know, I have these big exaggerated movements for things that I don't need. You
kind of, I'm not gonna lie, you kind of have to when you're squared.
Right, which was I think they went hand in hand. You know,
and then when you lean back, you can only do one of these.
It's only from the hips and entire body. Like,
and then you're trying to do this.
Yeah.
Instead of just
natural advantages that I should have. I was like, fuck out of here.
Get him out of there. And then Le'Veon decided to go. Cool. He decided to like do what he does. Like usually, he just went, nah, bro, we're just gonna go super bladed and just catch everything.
Super relaxed. That was another thing. Again, it was his. We went at his pace because we kind of had to. There was really no way for me to dictate anything.
It's almost like an impossible situation. It feels like an impossible situation.
Yeah, it felt like that about 30 seconds in. I was like, I can't. How do I approach this? I can't hit him. Right, and it just made me more anxious to hit him.
If you try hard, and he's like, I'll turn up. Then
exactly.
It's like, okay.
That he didn't really like at all turn up at all until like he might have went like a little harder in the fourth round, but it wasn't like I didn't get hurt with anything. He hit me with one body shot that I felt, but I was just more dead tired.
Let me just sting you with it.
I was just dead. Like, but by the time we got to round 3, I'm like in my head going, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi.
Dude, you look like me when I was sparring Gibb, dude. We now have both of them on footage. When I was sparring Gibb at the end, like 5 and 6. Zombie walking, dude. Zombie walking. The good thing though, the Gibb was short.
Yeah.
He didn't hit as hard at that time, so I was able just to like bury my head forward and just try to clinch.
Yeah.
If I do that with Le'Veon, he's just gonna throw me across the.
Yeah, he's strong, man. That was another thing. He's super strong. Again, and he was giving me about 40%, maybe 30%. Like he wasn't really trying to work, but I could just, you can just feel people. Like if I try to shoulder bump him, he's not moving. You know what I'm saying? He's just I'm just shoulder bump. It might as well be better off shoulder bumping the wall. You know what I mean? Like
I was impressed though with him and just
what I'm hoping is that he's just runs through the entire influencer boxing scene so I can claim some sort of like misguided victory.
We forget, I know you, but I say people might forget that he fought.
Which was part of the reason I went over there.
Hall, bro.
Part of the reason I went up there too was like people need to see Le'Veon on camera again. He doesn't get a lot of time on camera,
right?
So people need to see him, and I think that's why I'm gonna keep going up there. Maybe once a week, go up there and just like film it and just be there with Le'Veon and showcase him more and more and more because who else is doing? No one else is doing that for him right now.
Nah, he's just in the trenches, just getting work in.
Yeah,
just getting better.
And he was.
People like, you want to fight Le'Veon? Everyone's like, nope.
Yeah, after that, I mean, granted, he didn't really like kill me or try to, but yeah, man, listen, like I said, people know like what my thoughts were with the technique and the whole deal. Out of 10,
the technique part, yeah.
You know, well, we'll do that. We'll do that at the end. But you obviously think that there's a lot of room to grow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And then you said you wanted to. Oh, go ahead.
You said out of 10, but I'm like, it's tough, dude, because when's the last time you sparred? When's the last time you hitting a bag? I held mitts for you. Is that the last time you punched mitts?
Yeah. The only time I've been in like a real hard spar in the last 4 years, it's probably been like 4 years ago.
Right. And you also haven't been.
I haven't done. That's the only time. Like that time period of my life was the last time I did anything combat sports.
Right.
And the last time I did anything sports was about 2.5 years ago.
Right, like and even physical in your regimen.
Like I've been doing weightlifting for about 3 weeks.
Right. That's worse.
Like, I've been doing static weightlifting for 3 weeks. I don't have it run.
Pumped.
Oh yeah, and that's the thing. I sent the video to Christian. He was like, "Yo, your shoulder's looking good." I was like, "Yeah, that's great. I just got my ass whipped, but I appreciate it. Thank you."
Look at Jack though, bro.
He's like, "Hey, you look at Jack."
Look at the gauge.
He was just trying to make me feel good because he's like, just say something good, anything good. Yeah. But you said you wanted to ask me what I thought about like where I'm at now after doing it.
Yeah, like in terms of like, what do you want to do like going forward? Like this the next step. Like, okay, you want to work on stuff. Like,
yeah.
You excited to like?
Oh, I'm
realize this new potential. Get back to train again.
I'm pissed. I'm upset.
Dude, yes,
you know what I mean? I'm not like happy. You know what I mean?
Good, dude.
Like sleepless upset.
Gym, baby.
Like sleepless. You know what I mean? Like the last couple nights it's been like it's hard to sleep.
Yes.
And I'm just angry, you know? I'm just like,
oh, bro.
in bed just like
this is like the post breakup, dude.
And nothing and I was going to say nothing really gets me like that, you know? Nothing really like gets me frustrated other than when I'm not physically able to do things that I think I should be able to do.
Yeah, and that's what it is too, because obviously, like, it's not like performance. Because obviously, you know, like Le'Veon, like, oh, I'm like, you've been working on skills, and
I will say, we didn't even cover this, but I knew Le'Veon was good, and I know didn't even show me a percentage of it, but it shocked me how comfortable he was with everything.
Yeah.
You know, which is an indicator for anybody else, you know.
Yep.
Not that I'm the barometer, but he told me that he's brought us some of the influencer guys in there, and I'm not going to say names or nothing, but that they've a round and a half, and they're like, nah, we're good. Like 2 rounds, they're like, no, I'm going back home.
We talked about this. Pro athletes, and it's different too because, like with football, right? We made this argument before about like with pro sports. Genetics are so important, especially in NFL football, because like you have to hit certain barometers as an athlete just to be even into consideration to even try to be at a certain position.
Yeah.
Right? Like it doesn't matter how like your technique and your skill level at running back, if you don't hit the physical barometers of what it takes to be an NFL running back, you're not going to be that. So it requires that you be a very unique physical specimen.
Individual,
first.
Yeah.
Then we have footwork, reaction time, right? Vision, understanding the game, all those things that come into play. And the thing is, he had the intangibles besides being a professional athlete as an NFL running back, he had the intangibles of patience, vision, footwork, timing, elusiveness when he's 6'3", 230 as a running back.
Yeah, bro.
So he was already unique in that fashion, and we're seeing that in boxing, right? And there's been professional athletes, NFL players that have crossed over to professional combat sports.
Yep.
Professional MMA, professional boxing. So it's not like this is such an outlier. It's like we've seen this before, and they usually go to like they stay in the professional sports world.
Yeah.
Right. And they can do that. Right. This is not a shocker. So, no. But I'm hyped, bro. I'm hyped for you because this is what we need. This is what you need, dude. This is what we all need. It's something to piss us off, dude, because we get in a rut.
Yeah,
the rut where something's too comfortable because it's one of that situation where the things that are going good are going good, but it's not bad enough to the point to get you to do anything about it. So it's like, it's not bad enough.
True.
And that's sometimes that's like a weird place that you can be in. Like, things are going well. We're doing good. Nothing's going wrong. But the thing that you kind of need things to go a little bit more wrong to get the change you want, because things aren't going great. Like, things are good, but they're not great. And you can't get to great by good. You can only get to great by certain situations. You can only get to great by bad. And this is a situation where, like, you need something to embarrass you when you feel embarrassed about yourself.
Yeah, that was the biggest takeaway for me. Dude,
Yeah,
I've only watched it twice.
Yeah,
because I don't want to,
No,
I don't want to. I watched it so that I could do the voiceover, and you could see. I mean, you could see it. Most people, I'm sure, could see it.
Oh yeah.
That's the first reaction I have to it, and I just, it's just so, it pissed me off.
Bro, it's so amazing that it happened, because I was literally just having this conversation with like 2 of my teenage students.
Yeah.
About, like, people only do what they think is cool, and they only don't do what they think or they feel is going to embarrass them.
Yeah.
Like, moral compasses, ideas, beliefs, out the window. I don't care. If you think it's cool, you're going to do it. If you think it's cringy, you're not going to do it.
Yep.
And the only time people change is if they're embarrassed or they think it's going to make them super cool. Like, it's that's it. Those are the 2 categories.
Yeah.
So I remember talking to my students, like, my teens, I'm like, the stuff that you're doing, you think it's cool, and you got to change your attitude about that. And you should be more embarrassed about what you're doing.
Yeah.
And if you can get more embarrassed about what you're doing, you'll fix it.
Yeah.
It's not, I need to do this, I need to do that, maybe I need to work on this. No. Your attitude is leadership. You need to I need to make you feel embarrassed for what you're doing, or you need to realize what you're doing is not cool. Like, one or the other type deal.
Right.
And once that happens, because I realize when I think back in my life, you can probably do the same.
Yep.
A big shift happens when you stop doing stuff you shouldn't be doing, and you start doing stuff. You're like, those things, you start feeling like, okay, that's not cool. Like, you start being embarrassed. I don't want to be around that. I don't want to do it anymore. Like, it's not cool anymore. It's embarrassing. So when we stop playing with toys or whatever, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
Everything. And when you think something is dope, you're like, okay, I want that. Let me go for it.
Yeah.
So, like, that's why, like, let's hurry up and get to the embarrassment part, or get to the thing I think is really cool.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because if we can get to that faster, we get to the point where we start doing stuff that we really want.
Facts. So
let's go.
If you ask me, like, what is it that I want out of this, I still don't really, I don't know if I have an answer for it, because, in the video, I said I want to put myself in uncomfortable places, and I do, for sure, because that was a little bit of a wake-up call for me. Bro,
Yep.
I am right now, just being completely candid, I am so bored with what I'm doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you just talked about it. Like, it's not like, oh, it's not cool, whatever. I'm just bored. I'm bored with sitting here. Like, I didn't.
Right.
I say this a lot, but it's just the truth. I didn't grow up sitting in
Right.
I even with, like, video games, I'll play video games, but there are times I'm just like, I need to just go do something outside. Like, I need to be doing something, and it's what I've done forever. For 31 years of my life, out of the 31 years, 26 of them was not online.
No.
The last 5 have been, and it's been great, and I'm blessed, and I'm thankful for everything that I've gotten out of it, but I need a change, and I think this is part of what it is, hopefully.
Bro, dude, you're an athlete.
Yeah.
Once you're an athlete, that never leaves. Today, I had taught classes this morning, trained with my teen adults. We did some, like, grappling sets. I hopped in there with them. Then I left, and we had a football workout with some of my guys.
Yeah.
Then I'm like, okay, I'm tired. I need to stretch. Like, I've
full day.
I've done that part.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm like, I'm always like, okay, if I don't do something, it's usually because I need a rest day, like something's hurting or whatever.
Yeah.
But other than that, like, we gotta, like, move and work on something.
Facts.
But the thing is, again, I'm in an environment where if I don't work on something for a week, I get exposed.
Yeah, you got to keep on it, yeah.
Because I got to demonstrate, so I can't have my students, like, school me on everything. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, and that's why I love that environment for that reason.
Yeah.
So we got to, like, find, like, you got to find something
that keeps me.
Because it's hard, bro, because you're just.
This is it. This is what I do.
That's all you're doing. So
unless
you go, you know what I mean, to do something.
Or I, like, half had the idea to, like, just, like, I don't know, go and, I don't know, figure something out where I'm doing something offline, like going into work offline again. I don't know. Like just because it would take me away from just sitting at the desk for 8 hours. Like I could still do my work online, whatever. But just spending that 4 hours away from the house again. Like maybe going back into personal training, no joke. Like going back into personal training and like just spending time. I don't know if it'll be that, but maybe I just need to go and train more. But yeah, I mean, if Le'Veon would
sign up for a semi-pro football league. I'm just kidding.
Bro, they out here it would be fucking professional almost. You know, the kids, no, bunch of modern day kids, no shot, dude.
Cali, I don't think really has semi-pro because it's just like we go right to the pro level here. It's like the low level pro level field. It's not like New England, a bunch of grass fields and stuff. You know what I mean? Everywhere.
I love grass fields, bro. Freak all this turf. I love grass. But no, I don't know. I think that if Le'Veon, if they would allow me to come up there once a week, I think that would be something. It's a drive though, man. It's like an hour and a half to get up there.
That's rough, dude. That's the other thing too.
I'm so far away from everything, you know.
That's the thing, dude. Now I got like when things are far, it's hard, dude. It's hard. Like I got a 5-minute commute, like so I'm like to the dojo, back a couple times a day. So,
but it'll be worth it. I think once a week is not going to kill me to get up there and you know.
Oh no, yeah. If you're going once a week,
once a week, do that, and then in the meantime, between time.
Jiu-jitsu.
Maybe join a grappling gym.
You got to, bro. No,
hey,
for
look,
real.
that's the thing, though. In Orange County, there's that is more readily available. There's jiu-jitsu gyms all the way up PCH.
You got it, bro.
You know, they're like 5 minutes away from my house. There's a Gracie Bar. You know what I mean?
That'd be clutch.
Yeah.
Honestly. Because
start strangling motherfuckers.
You want to talk about offline?
Yeah, bro.
Nothing more offline than combat. You know what I mean?
Bro. Yeah. I think that would help me out a lot, too, and yeah, I just think that just being able to move again and get back into that stuff would be good. And maybe we do like an update video every so often, trying to get that done. Yeah. And then now, listen, I don't know if the people saw it on Twitter. Now you got to come in, you know what I'm saying? You got to defend the breakdown honor.
What's up, Le'Veon? What's up, dude? First you got AP. You got Adrian Peterson.
Yep.
My freaking GOAT, man.
Yeah.
And then
he took me out too, bro.
You got Wade up on the freaking therapist couch, dude, over here. Wanted to change his whole life. I'm flying over there. But I'm bringing my shin guards, Le'Veon. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, we do it. We doing some other stuff.
I get 8 kicks around.
There you go.
And I'm doing, what's his name, Charlie Zenanoff or something?
Yes, now you going Charlie Z with it.
I'm going to hit it, kick a couple times and jump out the ring. You know what I'm saying?
That's it. I won. Yeah, bro.
That'd be fun.
That would be fun.
You know me.
He said it. He said it that day. He was like, yo, so when's Sensei coming up?
Oh, let's go. Let's go, Le'Veon. That's what I'm talking about.
That's what he really wants. That's what he really wants, bro. He really wanted to just like mess with me to get it on camera so he could be like, yeah, Sensei, now you come on.
Woo.
That's what he really wants. That's the end game, dude.
Brother. Yeah, bro. I'm like, okay, dude. Beat up 2 old guys. I'm just kidding.
Nah, but he's apparently, listen, he's got some stuff coming up, hopefully, with the boxing and Misfits and all that. I know a little bit more than I should probably say right now, so we'll keep it private. Yeah. But I'm excited for him, and I hope that someone, gives him a fight because he's training his ass off, and it would be a shame for him to not get an opportunity to. But I get it. Motherfuckers don't want any part of him. And I understand why. Not because I got the physical side of it as much as I got the cerebral side. And I was like, man, if I knew if he really wanted to, this would have been over 30 minutes ago. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, the training is crazy because the catch up is so much because he's a professional athlete. So,
he just be like stretching. That's like his big deal.
He just stretches a lot.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, I'm sure he does, work out, but. We get done, right? We get done. And I was like, I'm talking, he was like, I heard, you got some issue. And I was like, yeah. And I showed him my ankle. I was like, yeah, I got the lateral ligament, yada, yada. He goes, you need to stretch, bro. And I was like, yeah,
Bro.
All right, cool. And me and you are both into like the stretching's bullshit. We got to strengthen through range. You know what I'm saying?
It's not BS, but yeah.
I think stretching's bullshit. I think it's all bullshit.
Okay.
But I'm also now understanding because I was talking to him. I was like, there is this one thing I like doing. It's called PNF stretching. Mm-hmm. And it's like, where you get your body into a full stretch and then you start to contract the muscles in that stretch. for like 5 to 10 seconds, and then you let the muscles go, and then stretch further into it, and then contract again.
Isometrics.
Yeah, some isos in the stretch. And I was telling him about. He's like, that word. He's like, yeah, I don't even know what the hell that. I didn't know any terms for it, but that's what I'd be doing. So I'm like, this motherfucker is just you know what I'm saying? He gets it without understanding it, and that's perfect because it allows him to like. It's almost
just amazing genetics, just
ridiculous genetics, and also just an understanding of his body that isn't like made up in textbooks like it is for me, where I'm like rolling through, clinical studies and stuff. But he gets it, and it makes sense because he gets it in almost everything he does. He just gets it. He got it in football. He gets it in boxing.
Right. Yeah.
Like you couldn't sit. I mean, me personally, I don't think I could sit Le'Veon down and start like going through like the X's and O's and him get it as much as I put him in front of somebody and have him just go fight and him be like, oh, okay.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. Instincts are crazy.
His instincts are wild, man. And I like I said, I could see that from the cerebral side of it. And I just can't wait till, we get to see like the actual fight again with him soon. But anyway, there it is, man. Any closing thoughts from you on what's next?
Yes. You said that you were bored.
Yeah, I'm bored.
I don't like the word bored. Bored is lazy. Because when we feel bored like this, because I hear my students, Sensei, I'm bored. Excuse me? Are you a world champion in karate? Can you even do what I do? And I'm 32, my man. I've been doing this longer than you've been alive. Come on, you want to spar? Put the gear on. You bored? I'll show you bored.
Yeah.
Right? Because like you're bored, but it's like the feeling of embarrassment, it means you want to feel proud of yourself again as an athlete.
Yeah, for sure.
Like when you look at yourself as an athlete, you're like, okay, I did that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm doing that. And that's like because if you're doing that, plus you're doing everything you're doing, you wouldn't be bored with what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Because that, like, you're bored of it, but what's really missing is you're missing something else.
Yeah.
So, like, and, like, when you started this, you had that. When you started doing content and stuff like that, you had that. It was birthed a long time ago.
Yeah, I'm going to set you here.
Yep.
And we gonna come back to it eventually. And I just never went back to it,
Right, because that's the foundation.
Yeah.
Dude. So it's like everything else we do is extra. Like, you know me, like I'm like, there's a foundation, and you may have realized like, oh, this is a different thing. It's not a different thing. That was the foundation.
Yeah.
And you lose that, then other things go. I remember this happened with Tommy, with Temper, when he went to L.A.
Yeah.
Right? He's like, dude, things aren't the same. I felt like I was happier when I was living in Haverhill in an apartment and we were training a couple days a week. I said, well, you lost your foundation. It doesn't matter if everything else is nice and pretty and going well. If you lose your foundation, you lose everything. So get back on a regimen, go join play basketball or a soccer league, and get back to the gym consistently, get training again. You love martial arts, get back to doing martial arts. That's when you join Unbreakable and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, that's your physical foundation. That's your foundation. You do that, then everything else is good after. But if you don't have, like, when it comes to the personal stuff, you have, like, relationships and family, all that good stuff. But, like, when it comes to, like, the personal stuff, like how you're doing, everyone's got a foundation.
Yeah.
And if you lose that, it's GG's. So you just got to get that foundation back. Then everything else, you are already freaking amazing at everything else. It's just going to get to that level again.
Yeah.
But I like it, though, because most people don't figure this out until it's too late, bro.
Yeah.
Most people don't figure this out until it's too late, and they're 40 years old. They're like, you know what, honey? I've had enough. You know what I'm saying? Then they're cheating. They're getting a divorce. Their kids hate them. You know what I mean? Their kids are like freaking teenagers, and they're like, we're going to wait till they get through. That's what usually happens.
Right.
I'm looking at a bunch of people like, oh, that will freaking happen.
Yeah.
You know? I got step parents too, dude. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No.
Most of all of us do. You know what I mean? But it's like, dude, you're figuring it out now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, man. We'll see what happens next. I'm excited for it. And listen, it's just time. It's time to get back to doing stuff that I enjoy, and also, like you said, try not to look at it so negatively all the time, and try to maybe look at it as a way to, like, and instead of being frustrated with it, embrace it a little more. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you should be frustrated, dude.
Yeah.
You got it. You should be. I get frustrated when I ain't going right. I need the frustration to get back out there.
Yeah.
Dude, someone told me once I'm depressed, and they explained to me how their life was going. I go, yeah, I would be depressed too if I was living your life, dude. It sounds depressing. what? You know what I'm saying, bro?
Yeah.
Like, when you start doing other stuff, you're gonna feel it. The positive thinking thing can only if you were out there training and doing everything, and you're in shape, and and all those boxes are checked, and then you're telling me, I'm like, okay, now we're just thinking crazy. Now we're just being weird, right? But if you are like, yeah, you haven't been training. You said 4 years sparring. You're obviously not feeling good physically. Yeah. You should feel like absolute crap. That's how you should feel. You should feel terrible. Now let's fix it and get out there.
Facts.
Get out there, son.
That's what we're gonna do, man. Comment section. Let us know. Actually, let me know. What is it that you guys would you guys enjoy seeing a little series like this, or should I do it off cam, or I don't know. We'll figure it out. Regardless, it just needs to be consistent from me, on camera or off. Le'Veon, if you're watching, I'm gonna text you, and we're gonna get some at least once a week deal going. And then Sensei wants a piece too. He says, he's like, wow, that's crazy. The throw slash is wild. And I talked to him about doing some football stuff too. And
yeah, we need to do football stuff, and then you can give me like a signed jersey or whatever, and like say like go Hitman. But hey, thank you, I appreciate it a lot.
Yeah, bro, we're still massive fans. We're still fanboys. But yeah, comment section, let us know. But what happens next with me on this weird journey back? I don't have those answers. I guess we'll find out.
I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it costs.